just love the sound of a good pour. So I was meditating on a very pivotal point in my life. I was in my mind, I was going back and I was thinking about this moment and I was like, oh my, yeah, I want to share this moment with all my new friends. And if you are new here, you don't even know, we're friends now. My name is Heinz, but today in hindsight, I truly wanted to talk about acceptance because there was a point in my life where I thought I accepted myself, but I was still living in a way where I was serving my lower self. But before we get into it, I like to be a good host. I have my Lapsang Suhong black tea. It's like one of my favorite teas, especially when I do these talks. But today I'm gonna do I'm not sure if you like caffeine or not, so this is a caffeinated tea. I'm gonna do a herbal tea for you, a golden glow herbal tea. So hands down, this is one of the most interesting blends I've had for a minute. Actually, really great if you feel like you're catching a flu or something because it has ginger in here, it has turmeric, so it is a powerhouse. But what I love about it most is just the way it looks. It's literally a golden glow. It's a yellow because of the turmeric, because of the pineapple as well. It also has dried carrots and beets. So check that. It has ginger, turmeric, carrots, beets, pineapple. What a blend. Now, y'all know I am big on bamboo growth. If you haven't seen my video about bamboo growth, it's a very good one. I think so. I'll link it in the description below or up here. But I love bamboo products and this is a really good scoop. So you can see, I just love it. I think it's amazing. I use it to scoop my tea. You got to make the whole experience a vibe, you understand? Like, I know not everybody out there are tea drinkers, but drinking tea is more than just the drink itself. It's the whole experience. And if you tune into this journey, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like right now. But if you tune into this channel, guaranteed you will turn into a tea drinker and you will become more calm and cool. And regardless, you're just gonna like tea a lot more like I do. So, okay, there we go. This is going to be for you, my friend. I think we need to remind ourselves of something today. How about that? I made you this cup of tea because I'm a good host. But I think we need to remind ourselves that we are allowed to accept who we are. You understand? Like who we truly are. I'm sure every single one of us feels some type of pressure from society to live out a version that we think society wants us to be. What is a good woman? Society tells you this is a good woman, so we try to measure up to that. Or our parents tell us this is what a man is supposed to be, so we try to measure up to that. Maybe we have family members that tell us you need to do this as a career because that is respectable. So we do that. We're constantly being told how we should live our life. And the thing is, we're being told how we should live our life a lot of times by people we love and people that love us. So it can keep us in the space where we feel like we're being pulled. Our heart and our spirit is saying one thing, but yet our loved ones are pulling us in another direction. Or if it's not our loved ones, it's society, the whole mass of society, you understand? And it's hard to go the opposite way of society, isn't it? So we find ourselves in this space, not sure if we're living our truth. And then you have everybody online telling you, live your truth, live your truth. Even I tell you all the time to live your truth. But what does living your truth mean? Because the whole thing could be very annoying, can it be? Like when someone tells you to live your truth, you're like, what does that mean? I believe that truth is a process. I believe the truth has to be sewn in as well. What I mean by that, a lot of times we know the step we're supposed to take. Innately, we can feel within ourselves what is right for us. But it takes time, it takes patience, it takes grace. We have to sow truth in, allow it to come within our spirit and live itself out. So I always say, have a little bit of grace for yourself if you don't feel like you are living in your truth. We are on the road to acceptance, you understand? But what I found in my life was I had to truly accept myself before the world accepted me. Instead of the other way around, because I was trying to be accepted by the world to be able to accept myself. I have this, right? Like you could see it right away. It's my identity. My hair is a part of who I am. But it's more than just a hairstyle. You understand? My locks, my dreadlocks. It is a spiritual journey. It is a covenant. It is a symbol. It's my agreement with the Most High. Truly. This is a symbol that I'm going to live my truth and not live in a way that society wants me to live. A lot of you get extremely annoyed when I sip my tea, but you say it's uncomfortable. But what you say, Heinz, is a lot of truth. And I say, sometimes getting to the truth is uncomfortable. We have to accept ourselves, who we truly are. But how many of us are living in a way to serve society? And I've been there. You understand? It's not like when I decided to grow my hair, I was fully in. No. I actually half-assed my growth. When I started to grow my hair, I had my sides shaved. You understand? I had my beard super clean. Pretty boy. Before I had hair, I get a barber. I get my hair done every week, get a nice bald face, see my barber GQ. Shout out to my brother. We would have the best conversations. And when I got locks, I decided to kind of hold on to the old version of me, but move into a new version of me, right? Now, how many of us do that? We're saying we're growing, we're saying we're evolving, and we want to become better, but yet we want to hold on to old parts of ourselves that we know aren't going to serve us. Now, you may be like, Heinz, what's the big deal of having side shaves? What? Shave sides. Or having a clean beard. Well, I remember when I was in Jamaica, I was going for like a little rejuvenation session, you understand? And there was this Rasta elder named Dave, and I would go see him in the grill, because when I was in the grill, it's a tourist area, and when I eat, I like to eat a lot of ITAL foods. Now, ITAL means like source food, natural food. And in the grill, it's a tourist area where they have a lot of jerk chicken, bread, and beer, and ganja. But I don't partake in any of that. So I'll go see Dave, and he'd hook me up with oranges, mangoes, banana, coconut, and like ackee patty. Ackee patty was like my favorite. And I remember one day we were reasoning, talking back and forth, just on a vibe, and I'm just, receiving what he has to say, a lot of knowledge. And I remember he pointed to my beard and he poured it to the side of my head, and he's like,
Right. It's like you're serving two masters. This way for Jah and this way for Babylon.
Right.
it's as if you're serving two masters, one for Jah and one for Babylon. And I knew exactly what he was talking about in that moment, because it was true. He didn't know the story, he didn't know my reasonings, but he knew that I was a young general, like growing, and he could tell that the way I was growing my hair was in a way where I wasn't fully accepting myself. Now you may be like, what is the big deal? You know, when I started to grow my hair, the reasoning why I had my side shaved was I felt as if I had to fit into society still. I worked at an office editing, and I did a lot of shoots. You know, I'd be at weddings and things like that. And I felt as if when I was in these spaces, I had to be a chameleon. And I learned how to be a chameleon growing up. You know, my father's from Kingston, Jamaica. My mom is from Newfoundland, Canada. You know, black and white, you know, opposite worlds. So growing up, I learned how to kind of blend in environments because I was never of one environment. You know, it's not like Caucasian people ever fully accepted me. And black people, although they accepted me because of my outward appearance, there's still things that I didn't have in the sense of their experience. So I wasn't even fully accepted all the time in the black community, I felt. So I was always very used to just being like the toothpick in the bunch, you know, understand, like standing out. And I learned in life how to blend in, to be accepted, right? Because we all want to be accepted, right? We all want to be a part of a tribe. So when I started to grow my hair, I had my sides shaved because I was like, you know what? I need to be in society still. And that's what I did. And when Dave said it to me, it's as if you are serving two masters. It was true. I was still serving this other version of myself, but yet still trying to grow in another way. And even though he said that to me, it's not like I made the change right there because I had excuses. It's wild how we have excuses for the truth sometimes, right? Like we know what we should do. We know the step we should take, but we have excuses. I was like, Dave, you live in Jamaica, you live in the bushes, like you're allowed to be natural completely and have your dreads out. Like I live in the city, I still had to like be in business meetings and things like that. I had to clean myself up for, my Canadian life. And it took me some time, but over the years I realized that even in other decisions in my life, I was serving two masters. It's weird. Truth is actually made in the incremental steps. We think living our truth is running up to some mountain and declaring what we're going to do, but truth is expressed in the incremental moments throughout our day. The conversations you have with your family, the way you express yourself for the day, the decisions you make, just the little ones, there's truth within all of them. And when I finally decided to make that step and grow my hair, like commit to this actual journey. It was hard because I already had longer hair and now my sides were shaved and now I had to grow my sides out. Now think about how weird it is to grow your sides out when you already have hair on the top. It's uncomfortable. You understand? Like I had a fro growing and then my head, like my dreads, and it's just like I just had to allow myself to be. How many of us have suppressed a version of ourselves? How many of us have told ourselves we can't be a certain way until we have a certain amount of money, until we have this or that? How many of us have convinced ourselves to blend in, to fit into a position we don't even fit into, to satisfy our parents, to satisfy society, to satisfy our friend group, when we don't even resonate with the things they are saying or doing? But yet they told us that new thing we're doing, that meditation we're doing, the way we are growing is weird. So we shy away, we hide what we like, we hide our truth. I would do that. I'll go to Jamaica and be myself. At home, I'd be myself. And then I go into society and try to blend in. But the way I wanted to express myself is I wanted to be in my truth. Growing my hair again was like a spiritual journey, like a political statement, but most of all, a self-love statement. And when it comes to self-love, you can't love yourself halfway. And that's what I was doing, you understand? The journey I set on when I said, hey, I want to accept my natural self. I want to see what I look like, how God intended me to be. Without my barber, without this or that. I want to look like how God intended me to be. So I grew my full head of dreads. And let me tell you, I wasn't comfortable with my hair for the first 4 years. Some days I was, some days I wasn't. But overall, I had to get used to it, right? We had to get used to ourselves. There's parts of ourselves we don't like. Doesn't mean you're not going to like them forever. I often talk about how I didn't like my own voice. It took me a few years. I talk about these insecurities because a lot of you, I see people in the comments say, oh, you're lucky you're good on camera. You're lucky you can talk. It's like, I couldn't do any of this years ago. But when you go on this journey of self-love, and not a half-assed journey of self-love, like you go in, that's what happens. You transform, you grow. And when I started to grow my full head of dread, something interesting happened. I remember I looked at myself. I think it was the beginning of the pandemic. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I see you. I see who you are and I fully accept you. In that moment where I fully accepted myself, I felt like this energy just come through me. And it was a confirmation that I was serving one master. Love, unity, understand the Most High. I wasn't serving what life what I thought life wanted me to be. I wasn't serving what I thought society needed me to be. My lower self. No. I was going to be myself, and this love came through me. Energy came through me. And it's a beautiful thing when you can look at yourself and be like, I love you. And I looked at myself, I was like, oh, this is how God wanted you to look. Now, I'm not saying anybody else has to go on my journey, right? This is my personal journey. We all have our own personal journeys. But mine was very important for me to look at myself in the mirror, right? Natural beard, right? Natural hair as long as it can be. See myself in my natural form and accept self. And once I did, the world just accepted me, because that's a powerful energy that we embody when we accept ourselves. It's a process, right? We are sowing that truth in, and I'm sure there's a decision in your life that you know you need to make. I'm sure there's things about you may have suppressed. Truths you want to live out, but you don't think that your parents are going to agree. You don't think your friends are going to agree. You don't think the masses is going to agree. I think when you have that close conversation with yourself, and you go into prayer and you find what's right, you're going to find the answer, my friend. When we accept ourselves, like truly start to accept ourselves, the windows of opportunity illuminate. And what is that opportunity? It's the confidence, it's the strength, it's the resilience, it's the love. If you thought I was going to say jobs and money, listen, that's just the effects. That's just the effect of what we caused within ourselves. You understand? This journey of self-love and acceptance, that's the journey we on. All of us, me and you, we are on this journey. That's what this channel is dedicated to, right? We are reflections of one another. There's no difference from me and you. We have our differences, but at the core, we are the same. And if any of you are shy or introverted or don't feel comfortable at times, don't know how to express your power, I was there exactly in the same space, right? I didn't just turn my camera on one day and just be so great on camera and calm and cool and collective with it. It's a process. But I made that decision, and that's a decision you can make today, that you're going to accept yourself. And no, that is a process, right? And it's in the incremental steps. You know what I'm saying? Like mine was my hair. How interesting is that? Most of us just think of hair as hair, but like this taught me a valuable lesson, right? Listening to my voice over and over, and I learned to love my voice, and it became like my gift, right? Everything is already within you. You understand? I'm excited for the decision. I am excited for that pact you're going to make today with yourself. That pact of acceptance. I'm excited what's happening within you right now. Because right now there's been a spark. And that spark's going to illuminate. So, my friends, thank you for listening to my hair story. You understand? Ask yourself, who are you serving? Because you can't serve two masters. You understand? You can't have one foot in and one foot out. You understand? It's a part of the process, but when you want to make that real change, you have to make that decision. Are you going to live your truth? Or are you going to suppress the truth? If you suppress the truth, don't be upset if life suppresses you. The acceptance is within. How we feel on the inside we magnitude that, we illuminate that, and the world will reflect back that beauty, that joy, that acceptance. My friend, we are waiting to accept you. We just want you to accept you for you. And you don't know in hindsight everything gonna be alright. It's a vibe thing. And we powered by Yeshua. We powered by Jah. All praise to the Most High.